We are live, albeit a few minutes earlier than usual. Why is that? Well, seems that every single clock in this house does not work. And so I depend on certain clocks in the house to give me a clue, as to when I'm supposed to be starting. And I look around, I realize they're all either too fast or too slow. So I then I have to run around the place looking for my phone, because I don't wear a watch. Who wears a watch anymore? Who wears a watch? Everybody uses their phone, right? Everybody uses their phone in order to tell time, but that isn't true. Because I went to the mall and there's a watch shop there, right? And they're selling all kind of Mickey Mouse watch, and the Simpsons watches are very popular too. So anyway, I don't know what the answer is. Of course, when this happens, I yell and scream at everybody in the house, like, "What's going on with these stupid clocks?" I find myself running around the house, pulling them off the wall and throwing them in the trash. And then everybody looks around, going, "What happened to all the clocks?" We have to buy new. None of them are keeping accurate time, right? Well, all we had to do was reset them. I said, I've been screaming about it for the longest time. Nobody is doing anything. I got world clocks all over the place. I know what time it is in New York, in Paris, in Japan, in the Philippines, Manila. I know what the time is in Bye Bye City Leyte, right? I'm the only one, I guess, that cares about time. I guess when you get on the other side of the hill, you start thinking about these things. Gee, if I could just buy a few more minutes of time, I might need that someday. Really, really funny, right? Anyway, we're going to be drawn today, as everyone here knows, right? If we get 30 people here, we're going to be drawing the number. Oh, I wanted to say something about something, right? The person who contacted me, who said, Dan, are you sure my number is in here? Because I have yet to win the big spin, the big money. And I went and I looked, I go, it only took a moment, but yeah, your number's in there. You just haven't been lucky. We just haven't pulled your number. I don't know why. I shook it up. I shake the thing up thoroughly. All right. Hey, do me a favor. You guys saw my soft serve ice cream short. Can you guys do a little something, something, something? Take a few slurps of the ice cream cone for me. I really, truly appreciate it. And also, let's see what else happened. What else happened? I'm talking about the short videos. Oh man! The first thing I want to talk about is I am so surprised at how well the video did. I'm talking the one, our Filipinos Asia. Now, I didn't, when I posted that video, right, I asked it in the form of a question, and then I gave some background as to why they could be considered Pacific Islanders. And then if you saw the comment section, it got a little bit of play. And when I started looking at it, my viewers in the United States bounced. Right. So here's what happened. It's very interesting when you look at the analytics, right? So here I am going along. I get 100 or 200 views per video, and then all of a sudden, this video starts to trend. And so I'm looking around. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this video, and I start looking at my analytics, and I see that my U.S. viewership just all of a sudden starts to climb on this video, starts going up, 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 up. And I was like, holy smokes, what did I say? What did I do? But they didn't hang around for very long. The other thing that I noticed is that they hung around for like the first 53 seconds of the video, and then everybody slowly but surely disappeared until only 33% were left behind towards the end of the video. What is so interesting about this, about this video? All I was doing is I went into the Diplomat. I ran into this article from 2010. I do believe it was a Filipino author that wrote this, giving a little bit of the history of the Philippines. Now, I didn't read the whole thing on the video, right? Because some of it was, how should I say it? I didn't agree with him on all the points he was making. I didn't agree with them, and so I didn't want to confuse the video by laying out some facts there that they might be too controversial. I might end up getting in trouble because after all, I'm still on probation, right? They can kick me out of YouTube at any time saying we don't want you here. You're one of them guys that like to stir the shit pot up, right? So we don't need guys like you on YouTube, but they have guys like me everywhere on YouTube, right? But I still get the attention, from them. Why? I'm just a little channel. Who pays attention to me? But this thing, it shoots up like a rocket ship, right? 1.2K views in a matter of like minutes. It just goes like this. I'm watching it, and my eyes are like, holy crap, what happened? Is this the breakthrough video that everybody's talking about? Is this the breakthrough video? Well, no, not exactly. I mean, but 1.2K for a guy that typically gets 10% of those views, that's pretty heavy duty, right? I mean, that's pretty amazing. I mean, 10 times the views that you usually get. So whatever it is in that title, whatever it is in the name, that works. It wasn't clickbait, was it? Did you guys think it was clickbait? I don't think you did. I don't think you did. What's my real belief about this? Well, I was just making a point. So, but I'm going to tell you what the author's point is, or one of the points, right? One of the points that caught my interest was what this author was saying was that there was an identity crisis going on. There's no identity crisis going on. You guys are Westerners. I mean, You wear Levi's and Nike shoes and all this stuff. You eat at McDonald's, for crying out loud. There's no identity crisis. You guys are Westerners. I mean, what do you have in common other than geography with other Asian nations? What is it that you have in common? Nothing. You don't have a religion in common. I mean, you know, listen, the only thing that you have in common is the occupation, right? But the occupation was done by Spain and the Americans, right? And so we're very similar in the way we operate. I'm going to be going into a little bit depth, a little bit that talks about debt. No, I'm never going into debt ever again in my life. That part of my life is over with forever, and it should be. When you reach a certain age, you shouldn't be owing people any money. You should be giving it away to make sure there's none left over by the time you leave this planet. But no, I'm going to go into depth about my own history, and the reason why I fit in here. But so this guy was saying that he thinks that Filipinos are suffering from an identity crisis, and I'm saying no, they're just a Western nation who just happens to be in the Asian region, regionally. But uh, really, they identify more with Pacific Islanders than they do, in my opinion, my humble opinion, which is worth absolutely nothing. And I say so in the introduction disclaimer. My opinion is worth nothing. Uh, but anyway, the whole thing is that it's up to you to decide how you identify. I don't tell anybody how to identify themselves if they feel like they're more of a Pacific Islander than they are Asian. I'm just saying that what I believe, that it made it easier. The whole point for me was it made it easier. It makes it easier for the people that are from the West, particularly from the United States of America, in order to assimilate or adapt to Filipino culture. And then I made a point in one of the comments, which I got a tiny bit of pushback, not much. Not much. They weren't angry or anything, but they were just saying, they commented when I said something like, I was talking about, let me get a cup of coffee. I'm not going fast enough today. Hang on a second. Let me take Merry Christmas, by the way. uh, I was saying, I made the comment that I thought that it was, you have more in common with Pacific Islanders. A guy wrote in and said 58% of DNA of a Filipino is Polynesian. And so I have not yet vetted it out, but I believe it. You know what I mean? I believe it uh, for various reasons. For which, if I laid them out here for you, I probably would end up getting in trouble. But so Polynesia is the islands that are south of Hawaii, in between Hawaii and Australia, somewhere in there. I wish that someday I could go to Polynesia, right? It was occupied by the French. Part of it was. I don't know the history of the Polynesian islands, but I want to go there one day, but it's very, very expensive. You have to fly out of, Australia, or you have to fly out of Los Angeles. It's not an easy place to get to, and it takes many, many different. It takes a long time to get there. Takes a lot of hours to get there, and that's one reason that I may not ever get to see the Polynesian islands. Might be easier to take a cruise, but if you took a cruise to Polynesia, you're talking about a cruise that probably would be like a 21-day cruise or something like that. So I don't know if that is ever going to happen for me, but I certainly hope that one day we end up there. So what else? Oh, because this happened, let's put that aside for a moment. It's how you identify, not what somebody says that you are, right? But I made the point in the comment section. I said that When I go to China or when I go to Thailand or I go to other places I've been, right? I use the word Asian and wherever I'm at, the Chinese or the Thai, I use those interchangeably. So in a sense, I will say, "Oh, I love this Asian culture." Or I could say, "Oh, I love this Thai culture." But for some reason, and it's only me. Don't attack me. I'm just sharing my opinion, right, with you. For some reason, when I'm in the Philippines, it's you're Filipino to me. I don't interchange the name. I don't say, "Oh, this is such a lovely Asian country." I don't know anybody who does do that. Do any of you do that? I realize you're in the Asian region. Some of you sent me some very nice comments about that. Well, geography, Dan. Well, geography is geography. How do you identify based on your culture is what we were talking about. And for some reason, in my mind, when I'm thinking of the Philippines, I don't say, yeah, I'm going to be going to Southeast Asia. Or what country is that, Dan? The Philippines. No, you're not going to hear me say that. Not these days. Not after living here. I would never say it that way. Southeast Asia is Vietnam to me. It's Cambodia. Are you following what I'm saying? Anyway, there, I've given that explanation. So now I want to talk about something else. Oh, so now someone was saying, Mike, I think was saying it, Mike, Canadian Mike was saying, Canadian Mike. Mike, married to a beautiful woman, was saying in the last room, he was saying that the more money that you give out, the more it comes back to you. But how and in what kind of ways does it come back to you is the question. In goodwill and good deeds, people send you shirts, clothing, money. But for me, it tends to be money. I don't know why it works that way. I want to share an email that I got. I'm just going to read it to you, and you're going to get what happens in my life. Right? You're going to get. I've talked about this before. How all of a sudden something happens, right? And then it did again. AGA class action settlement. Dear Dan, dear Dan, many, many years ago, you bought a policy from this company and they have settled. This is what happens to me. We have money here waiting for you. We have your email address, but we don't know how to get a hold of you. Otherwise, please send us more contact information and complete the claim form so we can send you your check. This is the kind of stuff that happens to me, right? So for you, it may happen a different way. You'll put it out there. Yeah, you'll be doing the good works of humankind, and then all of a sudden, something nice will happen to you. A relative comes by and says, "Hey, I got this fat lechon baboy that we're not going to be able to use," right? And so, they come in, put it on your kitchen table, and say, "There you go." Have fun with that. I don't know how it happens. It doesn't always come in the form of money. I was just saying that for me, it always comes in the form of money, right? We already have 29 million people in the house. All right, so this is going to be a short, quick, to the point. No, I'm never to the point. Anyway, I'm happy about the watch hours going up. I'm happy about the views just going crazy. My hours are going nuts. It's very impressive. But I'm easily impressed, right? So anyway, I impress myself. Listen, I want to talk about the final thing, and I'm going to come in here and say hello, and then we're gonna draw. Oh, by the way, I was just checking right before live. I apologize. Yesterday, I was supposed to load up my Gcash. I get home after going downtown and causing trouble down there, getting my ice cream cone and all the other stuff, and then then guess what happens, right? I realized that, oh, damn, I forgot to load up my Gcash. I've given all my money away. And so here's the whole thing. I have to go, whoever wins, you're going to have to give me a couple hours. Minnie and I, we're headed downtown. Tox is here, I see. Tox, beautiful Tox is here. And Crystal Adventure, Menge. Jean-Zel, Jean God. I see you guys. I see everybody in here. Tim, Larry, thank you, thank you. So here's the whole thing. Want to talk about a couple more things. I didn't load it up like I was supposed to. That is going to be for today's journey downtown, and I'm not sure what we're doing down there, but we've been getting inundated. Once these kids, and once everybody, I just say it's not just kids, because we had a senior group come through last night giving us the magic envelope, and you have to tuck a little bit inside, right, when they sing songs. They were beautiful, and they had one male member that had that deep resonating voice that came out when it needed to while he was singing. In any event, I think we got to go down to Bye because we need to buy a couple of pounds more candy to give away. We're giving away both money and candy. It all depends on what kind of mood I'm in at the time they show up. If I see repeats like those little kids, if I see repeats coming, they show up 2 or 3 times in an hour. I get a little annoyed with that, but I just throw candy at them, right? Say, here, take this, because you have to give them something, because them are the rules, right? Them are the rules. That's kind of what the culture. That's kind of like part of the culture, but that's the whole thing that I was talking about. Adapting to your environment, the cultural environment. You don't see kids too often in the West going caroling, but sometimes you do. Sometimes you do. It is part of it. It is part of Western culture. They do. Mostly they put on Christmas shows, though. That's pretty much what they do there. All right. I want to talk about another thing. You know me. In order to grab material, I'm going to steal it from somebody else. And so I am doing that right now. So I go into Our Philippine Journey with, who is it that runs that channel? The old guy. The old fat guy. That's married to Mylene. Is that her name? Is it Mike and Mylene? Is that who it is? Well, anyway, let's talk about it. So Leon, who runs the channel It's My Life with his girlfriend, right? They're going down the walking street as the story is told, and they go by a Korean bar, and he's videotaping the bar and this Korean, I guess, walking out with his catch for the evening, if you will. And the Korean, as the story goes, approached him and said, "Hey, please respect my privacy and don't videotape me." And he was short with them. Now, it's amazing how the story changes, right? When they go to fisticuffs, right? When they attack, right? Because he was smug or he was disrespectful in some kind of way. And so the bar owner and everybody, there's the way that is told on a few YouTube channels so far, that it was a massacre, that took place, right? Everybody's thumping on him. Everybody's kicking him. They grab his camera and they bust it up on Walking Street. All this stuff is going on, and so Our Philippine Journey wants to take a position of defending him, and I wouldn't if I were him. I wouldn't take that. I wouldn't posture myself that way. And the reason is because you got to remember, you're not back in the good old USA, right? Everybody thinks that the laws are the same in the Philippines as they are in the United States, but no, they're not. And certain laws come into play, and you guys know this because I talked about it in a couple of videos. You have to respect people's privacy, and you can't be smug about it. And you have to be as respectful as you possibly can. In the event that something like that would have happened to me, I would have apologized profusely. I would have shown the person that I have deleted the video. I would have done it right then and there. Even if I couldn't find it right away, I would have deleted the entire thing, the entire video that I had taken while I was walking down Watkins Street. I would have apologized, and I would have said, I respect your privacy, and I'm deleting this video. You would be found nowhere. I'm not posting this. That's how you would handle it. And it's not because you're not allowed to capture people who are in public. That's not the reason. And so, but I think that this is the reason why, the direction that he was going in our Philippine journey. I think the old man is confused, by what's allowed in the Philippines versus what's allowed in the USA. So let me clarify what I'm talking about. It's okay as long as one party agrees to videotape and record a conversation in the United States. However, only one or two of those things apply in the Philippines. And that is that you have to have the party's consent. Whoever's hanging around has to consent if you're capturing sound bites also. Otherwise, you fall under the eavesdropping. You may fall under the eavesdropping laws, or you may fall under the libel statutes of the Philippines. So I have learned this not too long ago, as most of you know. So you can't go in there. You can't go in there. You don't know what he's objecting to, his image being shown or his communication. But I can tell you this. Once he uttered the words, I'm uncomfortable, please respect my privacy, I don't want to be recorded, that's it. In other words, that's it. What he captured was his image and his conversation. And in the conversation in the Philippines, even if it's innocuous, even if it doesn't mean anything, he's just saying hi. And even if he's talking to you in private or in public, a public place, you must delete the voice recording. I would not stand there, but you can keep the image, you see. So I would not stand there and argue with the guy and say, oh, I'm allowed, even if he knew what the laws were or the rules. You can't stand there and argue with the guy saying, well, I'm allowed to keep your image, so you better hope your wife doesn't see this video. I'm almost sure this is what it was all about. So now our Philippine jury tried to twist it up a little bit, saying that this was purely a case of Koreans versus Americans. I don't know how you get there from that incident. I have no idea how you get from point A to point B that way and make that assumption. You cannot. It's wrong. Listen, it's wrong to make that assumption. It is horribly wrong. Did the guy deserve to be beat? Well, I don't endorse that kind of behavior. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to say, yeah, he should have been beaten. You should have given him a little bit more just for good measure. No, I'm not that guy. It's wrong to do that. But it's also wrong to ignore the request, especially when you're on foreign land. Folks, that was the most amazing thing that I was watching. Him trying to make this an issue of race. You see, that is plain wrong. All we were talking about is one guy, and then the bar owner got into it because he's sick and tired of people coming around, standing in front of his bar, or that's how he characterizes it anyway, videotaping his customers as he goes in and out. Either one of those events are going to be bad for business in that part of the town, right? It's another good reason to stay away from it. I mean, it's a really good reason to stay away from it and not videotape it all on the Watkins Street. I know you got Philly in the Philippines who did a video. He goes out there and starts talking smack. I could do whatever the hell I want. I check the laws and blah, blah, blah. Okay, good luck with that. That's fine. You know, that's fine. I choose to take the high road, not the low one. There's no reason why. And I realize that this guy at our Philippine journey, the old fat guy, I realize that I realize I do apologize for that. I'm not right. I'm telling you, I'm not right this morning because it really pissed me off that he went there. It pissed me off that he played the race card, and all I'm doing is playing the old man and the fat card. That's all I'm doing. You know how a lot of people would say, "Hey, I could say that I'm Filipino." Well, I could say that because I'm old and fat. No, I did. I shouldn't be doing it. That's my narcissistic personality disorder talking. Oh my goodness, I'm having such a good time talking amongst myself about this story. And so, no, it doesn't matter what the race of the person is. It doesn't matter if it's American, Chinese, Korean, Filipino, a young lady, an older woman. You know, you just abide by and respect, their wishes and do it humbly. Oh, I apologize. I apologize. This will never happen again. I'm so sorry, sir. Enjoy your evening. And walk away. Don't challenge him, or don't be smug, or don't even give him indicators that you're disrespecting him in some way that would cause anyone to lose face. So don't go like this. Poof. Yeah, right. Poof. I'm in a public place. I can do whatever the hell I want. That's the reason. That's one of the reasons why people from the West or Americans are hated in a lot of places around the world because of that attitude. Quite frankly, I don't even know if the guy's American or not. I don't really know who the guy is. I'm just listening to the way that he's characterizing the events. All I'm doing is relating it to you. So what does Tim say here? That Korean man needed a very exactly. Tim, you wouldn't get into any kind of conflict on the walking street because you're too kind of a person. I would have I would have said, "Oh, I'm really sorry, sir. I'll make sure that I'll show you right here. I'm going to delete it." You would have taken steps to make the person feel comfortable that this will never see the light of day. In spite of whatever was going on at the time. You know. Oh my goodness gracious. By the way, I do not think you're a morally corrupt person if you're walking down the street just to see what's going on. I mean, if you're walking down the street, your motivation is like, I've put up a couple of walking street videos. You have seen them. I don't go up to I don't go walking up to somebody unless I'm invited up there, and I carry the camera so everybody can see it. If someone has some kind of objection, then they will come. If they have an objection to it, and some folks have, I'm real quick. I apologize. I'll put it away. I'll make sure that you don't show up on any of this video. If you look at those videos that I did, I wasn't showing people. I was showing things. And if I did show people, I was at a distance, right? You're not going to be able to identify them. So, except for the cigarette guy, which everybody knows who he is, or except for the t-shirt guy, everybody knows who he is. In other words, they're public personas, they're public personalities, right? So I would have been the first person to treat that Korean guy to a Bavarian cream donut. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. I would not have challenged him. Listen, it's indefensible. So my point here is, don't try to defend that kind of behavior. Don't try and defend it. You're not on U.S. soil. You're in the Philippines, and you have a lot of laws that you have to navigate. But I'll agree that it needs to be cleaned up a little bit. Not Walking Street, of course, Walking Street needs to be cleaned up a little bit. They're doing the best they can on the walking street. What I'm talking about is the laws have to be cleaned up a little bit. They have to, they give them. I mean, they give them a lot of room in order to to prosecute people who violate the law. I mean, the laws are broad in interpretation. They're not narrow in interpretation. They're broad in interpretation. So, but I know this for sure, right? Once the gentleman said, "Don't film me," and he engaged him in conversation, that was enough. That was enough to have the camera guy prosecuted. Yeah, and probably the Korean guy knew it because that's the law in most countries. I know that's the law in Thailand. I know that's the law in Korea. I know that's the law. I mean, it's the law in most places in Asia. You can't do that. Yeah. All right, I'm done with that rant. All right, so we have 35 people in the room, 35 million people in the room. Oh, let me say hello real fast. Let me go in and see who's here. Give me a moment to go to my phone and to grab my magnifying glass because uh, you know, I'm sight impaired. Let's see. All right, so we have Menge is in the house. X Jerk is here. Rona Assis. And we have Anime Reyes. Beth Beltran. Rider Adventures here. Oh, Randall Woods is here. Merry Christmas. Let me give you a jacket so you don't get too cold there. By the way, this is the coldest month in the Philippines. It's very cool. If you have to use AC this time of the month, there's something that ain't right, even if you're an American. There I went calling people out. Yes, just don't focus on faces. Yeah, you're not trying to have a gotcha moment. Tim Desiak is here. Prissy is here. Mildred in the house. The Lexi Vlog is here. Sek Bucci, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. But I know you guys are here to win money. Crystal's adventure. It's always an exciting venture when Crystals is around. Maris is here. Who else? Talks, beautiful Talks. Michelle Lazada is in the house. And let's see, who do we have here without a jacket? Delegario Lifestyle is here, who now has a jacket. By her wrong, Dave Papero is in the house. Marion Salonga. Marion Salonga gave us the regional view in the comment section. She says, hey, and she's absolutely right. If you want to go see what her answer was in the comment section, help yourself and go in there and see what she has to say. And she's 100% on the money. She's gave a very complete answer. Larry's here. Megan Gomez. Minnie Snow, what do you know? Chelsea is here. Add as moderator. Chelsea. Des, how are you today, Des? How's your daughter doing? Okay, let's see. I hope I got everybody covered as far as jackets go. I hope I do. I apologize if I don't. If I don't, then send me an instant message, and then when the chat section goes live again, or however I have to do it, I will make sure that you get a jacket. I apologize. Ramir's here. I see Ramir's. I see James. Thanks so much for your time. Who else? Shane. Shane is here. Mike Married is here. Minnie says hi. She'll be in here in a minute, Mike. She's always confusing you with the other Mike. Hey, Job, one of us is dreaming. He lives here, or he has a family here in Bye City, him and his wife, Cora. We had lunch with him when we were in Sacramento. I really appreciated Hey Joe meeting up because he has about a 1 hour, 1.5 hour drive from where he is in the Bay Area near the new city to Sacramento where we were. And most of you know that we weren't driving, we were figuring out how to get there on public transportation, or we were taking Uber, which is the same as a Grab or a Lyft or a whatever you guys call it here. What's it called? Grab? Yeah, it's the same thing as that. All right. Man, Minnie, are you here? I might have to mute for a second. Let me mute. I had to fart. I apologize. Ah. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind going in there and tickling that short video for me. How about that, Tox? How is it that you end up getting 1 million views on the Jolly Bee? I put up the same video, I get nothing. What's up with that, Tox? You're just prettier to look at than I am. Princess Sarah's here. Princess Sarah's in the house. Mama Gina vlog is in the house. All right, here we go. Man Minnie is here. She's squinting her eyes just like me. She's looking at her. She doesn't have her reading glasses here, and neither do I.
Good morning.
Hi, there she is. Woohoo! Woohoo! All right, we are going to draw. All right, let's do it to it, baby. Let's draw. Oh, do I have all the paperwork here to see who's it's right there. Oh, I think we got a good one. Woo-hoo-hoo. Woo-hoo. Right off the bat, I think we have a good. Oh, no. I don't think he's here. Listen, I was just talking about him. How does that work? How does that work? I was just talking about Mike at Hey Joe, Buena Vista Dreamin', and his number comes up. Number 74. This is not a setup, folks. This is the way it goes. Folks, look. I pulled 74. Hey Joe, Buena Vista Dreamin', first call out. Must be present to win. Mike, where are you? Mike, hey Joe, where are you? You're usually here, at least for a few moments anyway. Mike, hey Joe, Buena Vista Dreaming, number 74. Must be present to win. Charlene is here. Charlene is here. Mildred is here. 50 million people in the house. Anna Mae's hanging in there with us. Third call out for Mike. Hey Joe, Buena Vista Dreaming, near the new city of Solano County, Vallejo. Mike, where are you? Fourth call out. Yeah, Mike Cora is not here. Mike Cora. Hey Joe, Buena Vista Dreaming. Fourth call out, must be present to win. Nothing. Do 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 do. Mike, fifth and final call out. Buena Vista Dreaming, must be present to win. Nicole is here. Nicole, are you in the Manila area?
Hi, Nicole.
Are you Nicole from the Manila area? I'm just curious. All right, Man Minnie has pulled another one. Oh, this is one of the newer ones, Man Minnie, I think, that we added. Let's see. It certainly is. First call out for number 150, journals. Number 150, first call out, journals. Must be present to win. Number 150, journals. Second call out. Must be. You have to say present, though. Maybe you don't know that, but you're the winner. Yeah. Journals is here. Journals. Oh, my goodness. That's beginner's luck. Hey, Journals, can you do me a favor? Journals. When you send me a chat in Messenger for that 300 pesos, And do me a favor, send me your Gcash number. And because I'll be carrying my phone around, I got to run down to the 7-Eleven. I got to load it up. I got to load up the Gcash. Give us a couple of hours. We're heading out the door right now, Journals. You're welcome. So I'll be looking for your number in the chat, your Gcash number, and I'll be loading up at the 7-Eleven in a couple of minutes. And it'll take us 15 minutes to get down or so. And I'll make sure that as soon as I got it loaded, that 300 pesos shows up in your Gcash account like right away. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for coming to the live and putting up with me.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. We'll see you after Christmas sometime.
Hi,
Whenever, be on the lookout for the next
Hi,
one I
Miss
schedule.
Kim.
I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to schedule. If it's going to be on my usual
Christmas.
Wednesday. Let's see. Christmas is Sunday. Have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you soon. We're out in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Bye, guys.